So welcome everybody to another review of a 4K limited edition version of a film, and the film that we are taking a look at today is 2022's The Northman. Now this is the third film directed by Robert Eggers after The Witch and The Lighthouse. I have not yet got around to seeing The Lighthouse, but I really did enjoy The Witch, and this clocks in at 137 minutes long, stars Alexander Skarsgård, who was also in Godzilla vs. Kong, The Legend of Tarzan and Battleship. Only the first one I actually really liked. Also stars Nicole Kidman, who was in Paddington, To Die For, Destroyer, The Others, and the really rather excellent but underrated Dead Calm, as well as Ethan Hawke, who was in The Black Phone, also released this year, which is another really rather good performance from him. And also it was in First Reformed, Sinister, Gattaca, Predestination, Inner Valley of Violence, Lord of War, and Daybreakers. So he's done a pretty good career in terms of films. And this is about Prince Amleth, played by Alexander Skarsgård, who is on the verge of becoming a man when his father is brutally murdered by his uncle, who kidnaps the boy's mother. 2 decades later, Amleth, who's now a Viking, who's on a mission to save his mother, kill his uncle, and avenge his father. So really good film this is, even though it does follow a well-worn revenge plot that had little in the way of surprises, but it is down to what it puts on top of that well-worn plot that really elevates this to a high level of standard. Third favourite film of the year, by the way. And the main cast is superb, the score is great, the plot is engaging, the violence however depicted or insinuated is brutal, the world building is excellent, the production is stellar, the characterisation of the lead character is well done, the sound design is impeccable, the locales it is set in are fantastic. Easily some of the best looking locales going on film this year. The cinematography is brilliant and is overall well paced. So the 4K on this, as you'd expect, given all of the the production aspects that are excellent on this, does look really rather good. And you get a really nice hard box for this that also has something on the back. It says "Conquer Your Fate" on the top, and there's our main character on the rear there. And you also get several art cards, all of which have that on the back of it. So this is Anya Taylor-Joy there. Then you've got Bjork, of all people, in one scene as the seeress, who is really rather creepy. There's Alexander Skarsgård himself, looking all buff. Then Alexander Skarsgård and Anya Taylor-Joy together on horseback. Then there's Alexander again. And there's just a scene as he arrives in this encampment. So this is the Blu-ray case itself. So overall a really fantastic film. Like I said, third favourite of the year so far, with Everything Everywhere All at Once and The Batman being the only two that have beaten it. Hopefully we'll get Everything Everywhere All at Once it comes out in 4K when it releases, because then I'll have my top 3 films at least in my collection. So highly recommend watching this if you haven't seen it yet. I know a lot of people didn't, because it didn't do very well at the box office, which is a great shame, especially since the studio piled a load of money into this, considering Robert Eggers had only done really quite low budget films at this point, especially in comparison to this. It is a bit of a shame that the studio put a lot of faith into him, and yet he wasn't rewarded with a good box office return. So that is a bit of a shame. But I also have someone else to show you as well, because as you may or may not have heard in a video I posted on Monday, you might have heard some yelping or some crying of some sorts, and that is because I now have a new kitten. She's called Tilly, and she's a little bit of a cat that likes to get everywhere, because she is only a 10-week-old kitten. But she's called Tilly because, well, Tilly Masterson is one of the better Bond girls in the Bond series, and she was in Goldfinger, so I figured Tilly was a really rather nice girl's name. And she's an absolute joy to behold. She loves getting everywhere and everything, and she's just been really enjoyable. And I figured I'd show her off to you, because you're no doubt going to hear her at some point, or hear me mention her doing something or anything, because she's in that kind of age where she's rather quite boisterous. So so figured I'd show you off, only felt right. So from me and Tilly, as well as the really rather fantastic The Northman, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.